Welcome back to the Zero Podcast, where we talk about lifting, coaching, and more. You can learn more about Zero by going to www.zero.com.au. That's Zero with a W. We are also proudly sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Head to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025 for 25% off and free shipping. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what all the cool kids say. And if you're on Spotify, hit that 5-star review. We love it. Enjoy the show now.
Thanks, boys, for coming on the potty. Last minute as well.
Yeah, happy to fill in.
Yeah. You guys are probably spewing. You're like, oh, what the fuck? Thomas isn't here. I don't want to be in this.
You've been upgraded to Thomas. I'm Henry now.
Yep.
Is that how it goes? Is there an order?
Josh, you're Meg.
I'll accept it.
Bridget, you're still Bridget Darwin.
Nice.
All right, you can be CJ.
Excellent.
You get to maintain your position.
Yeah. What's your favourite car?
What do you drive? There you go.
I was going to say Toyota 86, but kind of the same thing, really.
All right. Well, once again, thanks a lot, boys, for jumping on the potty.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Anytime.
We'll quickly introduce yourselves. We've got Big Josh Sternberg and William Crozier. William, you're a returning guest to the potty.
Yeah.
You've been on about 1 million powerlifting podcasts, so everyone knows you. But give us a little bit of a spiel.
I actually haven't been on a podcast other than ours in a bit. Mm-hmm. And then in the last week, I've had a heap, so I don't. It just comes in waves, but yeah, I mean, I feel like your intro last time, I just can't live up to that, remember? I don't know, do you remember last time when I was on and you gave me the big spiel? So that was more of a, lifter will. Mm-hmm. So I still, since that podcast, I still hold the all-time Australian record at 110 in powerlifting, despite not competing as frequently.
Few and far between these days.
Yeah. Got to have the good breaks, recover well.
When was the last time you competed?
Pro Raw. Last year. Not Pro Raw. Just gone Pro Raw last year. So it's over a year. On the comeback though. Yeah. Always on the comeback. I've got to that point where I'm just always on the comeback now, you know? It's like hashtag comeback.
Hashtag the
always.
return.
Yeah,
hey.
Always.
Polkov 2.0.
Yeah. Polkov 2.0.
Oh, come on. And I'm co-owner of Nexus Performance, a gym at the half an hour, 40 minutes away, down in Burleigh. Powerlifting gym as well. So, yeah, and in Townsville, Nexus Townsville, which is developed since I was last on as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, wow. So how long has Nexus Townsville been around now?
12 months.
Yeah, a bit over.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, nice. How's it been doing?
Townsville is, I mean, it's great. It's great. It's way bigger than here. It took a lot of just getting used to because it's different. So this one we opened from scratch. Up there we took it over. So a little bit of a different move, but it's been different getting our head around it. Because down here, I don't know, it's a smaller gym, smaller space. You're on top of each other, but up there, heaps bigger, different vibe. As in like Townsville, Josh known from Townsville. It's like a small town vibe.
Oh, you guys are both from there, eh?
No,
you're from.
I grew up there. I'm not.
But you're from Cairns, though, eh?
Before the Gold Coast, I was in Cairns, but I'm not from Cairns.
Yeah.
Moved around everywhere throughout my whole life. But yeah, no, it's going great.
Awesome.
So good.
Joshy.
Yes, me.
Who are you, Josh?
I am just, I don't know. I exist. I'm the head strength coach at Nexus Performance, the AUS, so the online company. Wilbur didn't really mention that, but we also have an online company as well. So I'm the head coach of that. I also work out of the gym down at Burls, just doing coaching, tech sessions, etc., just hanging out basically. And that's about it. I powerlift to a degree. Not very good at it, but I kind of enjoy it.
Great spiel. Talking yourself up. Really making it look good.
Josh,
I'm real good guy.
You're a great bloke.
Yeah, that's it basically.
But I feel like I've kind of seen you kind of come into the powerlifting world.
Yes.
And I feel like I've been there right from the start. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty cool. Me and Bridget were talking about it before Bridget was a coach as well.
Yeah.
So I used to coach Bridget on a Wednesday morning or something. I can't remember what day it was.
Whenever I could get in.
Yeah, and then Joshy used to train at the same time.
Yeah,
and
that's
Bridget
right.
brought it up the other day. It was like such fun times.
It was one of my favorite squat sessions to date was with you, Henny, and I think Rick.
Yeah, it was always
it was like pouring rain. Yeah.
And Bjorn would come in around then as well.
Right.
That was the crew.
Good times.
Yeah, like literally you have been there since the start. So I've only newer to powerlifting. I've been coaching now for 6 years. Been training for nearly 10, but like probably 4-ish years in powerlifting. I think I did my first comp 2021 here, which was the GC Cup, now that it's pretty much states.
Yeah.
Basically around that time, around that March timeline, when I was working at EMF, and you were like, come in. And I was like, oh, okay, sick. I'll just come in and use some of the equipment, and joined up for a bit before obviously starting down there with Nexus, and just moved down south. And ever since then it's been just building business, training, competing. I kind of just train for the fun of it more than anything, and it's just cool to keep doing it.
That's cool, bro.
Nice, that's it. Hey,
I just want to say it's been so cool to watch your journey right from the start, because I still remember you saying, I just want to coach powerlifting.
Yeah.
And seeing you now, I'm like, fuck yeah, you're a powerlifting coach.
Yeah, we had this conversation the other day after States, I think we both sort of started getting a little bit more like heavy in the coaching realm on that sort of time frame. And yeah, it's been sick just to see the progression, and then even looking back at the recent States comp, and like, as I said, like my first comp was only 4 years ago or whatever here as well. And I had no experience as a coach or a competitor, and to have, 8 competitors on the weekend and all of them do quite well, I was like, this is sick. It's just good to see the progression.
That's awesome, man. It's only going to, at your rate of growth, it's only going to keep progressing as well. So it's really cool. I just want to give you a wrap as well, Willie. I remember my first ever online client who was thinking about coming to me. And he asked you probably don't even know this, but he asked you, "What I'm thinking about going with Henny for coaching." And you said to him, he'd be great. And you gave me a rap. I can't remember what it was word for word. I actually do remember what it was word for word, but I just can't bother saying it. But it was something along the lines of, he'd be really good, like he's really good socially. Coaching's about guidance and emotional support, and he'd be really good at that. And I remember, and he's been my longest online client since. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if you know that.
I don't remember, no. But
I remember thinking, fuck, that's a cool rap. Because I remember he asked some other people, and they were like, oh, does he coach anyone? He's not that strong either. And I was like, man.
Fuck the old that. He's not that
I was
strong.
like, well, they're right. But
you don't need to tell people.
Yeah. But I remember hearing that from you. I was like, oh, fuck, that's cool.
Nah, it's not about that. Well, I mean, like coaching, obviously, to some degree, you need some, obviously, knowledge around fitness. Like, you need to know what a squat is and how to help. But once you get that base knowledge and you're smarter than the clients, like you know more than the clients that you're working with, that's the most important part on the knowledge front, and then you can develop over time and just stay ahead of them in a way. But I feel, and at Nexus, all of our coaches get drilled this constantly. In my opinion, like the value of coaching is a lot on the communication and just like how you vibe with somebody, how you can just work out problems together, and just support, like the support system there, and it's got to be like I don't want to say like you should be like super friendly, but it should be like that should be part of it.
Yeah, no, looking at it through another lens and not through the scope of powerlifting, you look at the most successful sporting teams in history, they've all got some kind of personal relationship with their coach.
Yeah.
You look at people like Wayne Bennett, you look at Steve Kerr, they've all got really good relationships with their team. And obviously, as a coach, the thing that we're selling is, the product that we're selling is powerlifting coaching, and from that we want to give results. But if you can add something on top of that, on top of those results, like building relationships and a little bit of education here and there, I think that's a bonus.
Yeah, because it's big these days, and just keeps this kind of keeps growing momentum to some degree with just like the technology availability, but to just sell like programs online, as in like, hey, buy my PDF/app/ thing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, that it has its place, but it just seems all too common to go like that is like 1-for-1 with coaching.
Yeah.
And I just don't think those people understand how much all that other stuff that I just mentioned is a part of the puzzle. Like since I started, I haven't not had a coach since, like, man, it was before bodybuilding, before everything. So like over 15 years. Like there hasn't been more than a month or a couple of months like kind of break maybe between different people, and all of them have been fantastic in their own way. But it's not like I don't know how to program for myself. It's what I do every single day. Like I write programs all day, but it's just like that person to bounce ideas and just tell you you're being an idiot, or to push you that little bit more and give you a serious chat when you need it, and to just all that little. That's the coach. That's what you're paying for.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
The
it's
accountability.
That's it. It's how you package it. Like things like the PDF and the app. Yeah, they're great services, but it's a different service. It's a different product. Like the product still remains the same. You're trying to get results, but it's how you're getting there is a little bit different. That's what I reckon.
Yep.
What we normally do on our podcast as well, we start with a quote, and you got to tell us something you're grateful for. Joshy.
Oh, I start first, do I?
Yeah, you start, brother.
I was actually on a podcast recently, and so I'm going to use the same quote I used there. It's also the quote I have tattooed on my quads, which is "Stay gold."
Ooh, okay.
Stay what?
Stay gold.
I didn't
Stay
even
gold.
know that.
Yeah, you
How long have I known you?
I don't know, 5 years now.
I
or
just
something.
can't read it.
No, it's not very legible, and once you know what it says, it's kind of you can read it. But
Have you got one word on each?
I knew that
so
were words.
it's stay
Nice.
gold.
You know what word.
I want it.
As somebody with tattoos you can't read either. I feel you. Yeah.
I won it in an Instagram competition, and I was just like, the guy's like, yeah, you get 2 hours free, and he was a like Japanese neo-traditional artist, and I was like, yeah, sweet man. So can you just do stay gold in script? He's like, do you follow me? Do you follow my page? I was like, yeah. He's like, have you ever seen me do script? I was like, no, but can you do it? He's like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Really?
And did it. Yeah, and so I've had it tattooed. I got it tattooed when I was like 18.
Yeah, nice. Does it have any kind of like
Yeah,
is there
so
any
it's-
symbolism behind it?
So it's like taken essentially from so there's an old, really, really old school book called The Outsiders that was then turned into a movie. I'm talking like from the 1950s or 60s this book was written, and then the movie itself came out and had like probably one of the most packed stars movies you've ever seen, like Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, like
What's
massive-
the name of this movie? Why don't I know this
Outsiders.
movie?
It's huge. It's like a massive, really old movie. It's
Yeah.
the quote's called like "Stay Gold, Pony Boy," and it essentially like transpires through the book. He's actually reading a book, and it's from a quote. And the quote itself is by S.E. Hinton. It's like a poem kind of thing, and then the quote's taken from that, and it just essentially means like stay true to yourself. Basically.
Yeah, nice.
But I read
That's
it
a
through
new
school,
movie for
and I
us to watch.
loved the movie. Like they've redone the movie twice, turned it into like a Blu-ray, upscaled all the music and all of that. It's actually
Yeah,
sick.
unreal.
Really
We'll have
good.
to check that one out.
Definitely worth a watch.
Willie, what's your quote?
I was late to the party and I didn't get a quote. So can I do the grateful thing? Can I skip the quote and go for the grateful?
No.
It's the rules.
I get in here and then I'm just going to try to Google it and there's no reception
Well,
here.
that's
And
what
I'm
I'm
like,
doing
fuck.
That's what we do every week.
I'll borrow your phone, bro.
Yeah, tell us what you're grateful for, brother.
For the grateful thing, I want to stay away from work stuff, and I'm just going to go with because I feel that's too easy, right? And lately, I'm going to go for just live music and get into live music. I've just
Ooh, good
been
one.
really trying to get myself to it because people probably don't know this, but like all growing up, that was a huge part of my life. I remember when I lived in Sydney, I went to this is when festivals were big in Australia and actually ran and didn't get cancelled. But
R.I.P. Splendor.
Yeah.
I went to 7 or 8 a year down there and was really into it and loved live music. And for some reason, work, lifting, all of that sort of stuff just, not that I purposely stopped it, but I just stopped it because I was like, I don't know, just a lot going on. And then when me and Mickey went on our honeymoon last year over to America, went to a huge festival there and I absolutely loved it as kind of the reintroduction to that world. And then this year I've already been to, I don't know, I think it's 4, maybe 5. So,
Just this year.
yeah.
What have you gone to this year?
I went to Knotfest the other weekend,
Yeah,
which is a big
nice.
metal festival.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of little, again, metal, just
small
concerts.
gigs around the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and we're trying to get to some locally in the Gold Coast. We don't have a huge amount of acts that come here, and when they do, they get cancelled, as Josh said.
Don't.
But
I don't want to hear it.
but we're trying to get to some more little local fun shindiggy ones on the weekends as well.
Man.
The last gig I tried to go to on the Gold Coast got cancelled
What
because the
one
guy
was
was
that?
sick. Movements.
Yeah.
They're like a emo
yeah.
American
true.
band.
Josh loves his sad boy.
He
Sad
does.
boy.
Loves
He
the
does.
sad boy
Sad
stuff.
boy hours.
We actually used to call it when Josh trained here. What do we call it?
White boy power hour.
Yeah, white boy power hour.
Yeah.
With
I
the
was
white boy
allowed
music.
1 hour of white boy music.
Yeah.
And it had to turn off.
That's all allowed. But times have changed.
And I
We-
came in this morning, it was on. I was like,
Yeah, we
My
are
people.
no rap until noon. That's the rule.
Yeah.
The only time you'll hear it on in the morning now if someone's left it on, and I haven't changed it yet. Yeah, so I don't put rap music on.
see, we roll in, and generally, if Alex is trained in the morning, it's death metal.
Really?
And you roll in, like, Jordan has trained in the morning.
Mm.
Like, she trains at 4:35 a.m. and it's like death metal.
Is she a death
Yeah.
metal?
If
Oh,
Josh,
yeah,
if
it's
Josh is in
scary.
here in the morning, sometimes we'll come in and it's death metal. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Josh
his playlist,
Dawson.
Yeah, his playlist is
Yeah.
always death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
kind of scary. You roll in at like 7 a.m. and it's like screeching at you. You're like, nice. This is how I want to start
Thomas
my
said the
day.
other morning it was the worst music he's ever heard. Because first it was Josh's death metal, and then we put country music on immediately afterwards.
He hated it.
That's a good mix.
Yeah.
That's
But
a good mix.
The thing about Tom Bro is he'll say he hates it, but he just, you know what Tom Bro's like. He's like, I fucking hate it, but he couldn't care less at the same time.
Yeah.
So he wants to change it? Nah.
Thomas likes his metal as well. It's just not death metal.
Yeah.
Nah.
Bridget, what are you grateful for?
This one is going to be a bit of a cop-out, but I'm grateful for the weather today. It's been raining so much, and it was nice to wake up and have some sunshine.
You don't want to know the forecast.
Oh, is
man.
it fucked?
Apparently
Yeah, I'm not
pouring
getting
from
to
the Savo.
Oh, really?
Oh,
There you go. I'm grateful for it even more now. It's not going to last very
Enjoy
long.
it.
short-lived grateful. I'm grateful for, in a couple of weeks' time, me and Bridget go on holiday.
Yeah.
So we're just going to Bali for, 10 days
10
or something?
days.
But it'll be nice. I haven't taken a proper holiday.
For me, it's been about 4 years.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
gone overseas in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be the first time I've been overseas in 4 years, and I can't remember the last time, besides the Christmas breaks and that, I haven't really taken a holiday in a while.
No, you haven't.
My last holiday was 2018,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm going to Japan in June.
Ah,
Oh,
nice.
bro.
Fly out the day after nationals.
You're going to froth it,
Nice.
man. That's like me. I just can't wait just to, sit in the sun with a bintang,
Yeah.
a cigarette, those Balinese flavoured cigarettes.
Ride around
Oh.
on some scooters.
Yeah, hit me up for coaching.
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm just excited to have a holiday.
Yeah, sick.
All right, I'll hit us with a quote. It's one I prepared earlier.
Can you read it?
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Isn't that from a movie?
That's
That's from a movie.
haven't we done that?
Huh?
Who's it by? Explain
yeah,
it.
who's it
Give
by?
us the background and why you love it so
Why
much.
is it
Well-
important to you?
Well, see, look, you guys are missing the big picture. It's not about who said it. It's about
How they said it.
yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like but it's pretty good. It's like, because when you really think about it, it's like, why are you scared of that? Like, what's I was trying to get into. I wanted to see which one of you took it seriously.
No.
No one bit.
No, that got me. Yeah, that I felt that.
Yeah.
I really felt
Josh, you got a quote?
You did.
I already
Yeah,
said.
Oh,
steak
yeah,
goals.
yeah, my bad,
I
my
was.
bad, my
steak
bad.
goals.
I didn't say I was grateful for.
Which,
I didn't use it as a
Yeah.
cop out as well, but I wrote it yesterday. I was just grateful for the fact that I take my dog down to the beach every single day and walk in the sun every single morning,
Love
which I was like,
that.
that's, looking back, that's pretty fucking cool.
bro, very lucky. You're a good dog owner.
I love my
I'm
dog.
That's
grateful
what
I get to
I
see it on
want to do.
Instagram.
I aspire to be like you in the mornings. I got to get
And
down
also,
to the beach
I guess
with
the
Creeks
music
more.
thing too. Because, like, similar to Wilbo, basically when COVID hit and bands and, like, I was a massive festival head back in the day. And then basically COVID hit and everything turned
It
to
all
shit.
changed, hey.
And then as soon as they started coming back, I made a promise that I was like, any band, any music, any artist I love, I'm going to. And I think I went to 12 over the last 12 months.
That's insane. That's so good. There were two artists that I really wanted to see, and then it was one of them was The Prodigy, and the other one was Soundgarden. And then I didn't end up going to both of their shows, and I think it was like a month later they killed themselves. So I'm like, all right, from now on, if a band I like comes to Australia, I'm going to go see them because
Yeah.
I might lose that opportunity.
Well,
Yep.
what have we seen in the last 12 months? We've seen Kendrick Lamar and 50 Cent.
Yeah, and I went to CMC Country
That's
Music
right,
Festival.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saw Morgan Wallen. Yeah, that was unreal.
Wait,
so good.
Tamworth?
I've been all good.
No,
mix.
that's the Tamworth Country Music Festival. This one's in Ipswich. Big
Oh,
4-day
even
camping
better.
festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big
Yeah,
country
Bogan
scene
ass.
out there.
Yeah, huge.
The switch.
I saw The Prodigy, by the way.
Yeah,
I've
I saw
seen
them. I saw them at Future maybe like 7-8 years ago,
I would have
whenever
been
it
at
was.
the same one.
And David Guetta busted the speaker beforehand on the side that we were on, so we couldn't hear anything.
I was in Sydney,
I
but
went to Future when Avicii played.
Yeah, I
His
was at that
last
one
ever
too.
Australian one.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
the last ever Future in general.
I saw that.
It was, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was where Drake played.
Yeah.
Shittest
Yeah.
act I've ever seen.
Really?
Horrible.
Oh, wow.
He would stop halfway through the song and just talk.
Oh, really?
And then he would like randomly kick off into another song and not finish the first song. And it was as if he was just trying to rush through his like.
Sounds like
Yeah,
he just
trying to
didn't-
cram as
he
many
just-
songs
I don't
into
think
the
he
set
really
as possible.
cared. He'd like start hyping it up, and then he would just stop, talk for a little bit, and then the next song would start, and you're just like, okay,
Wow.
yeah, sick. This was not worth the money. But Avicii was sick. Avicii was really cool.
Yeah, Avicii was amazing. I didn't go and see Drake.
All right, so this is, I don't know if you guys are aware, this is a powerlifting podcast.
Is it?
So we always have to sprinkle a little bit of powerlifting in
Powerlifting
there
stuff
as
in
well.
there.
So I just want to talk about with you boys. I'll get you to start, Josh.
Oh god.
Fuck, we have to talk about
Why am I
powerlifting.
getting put on the spot?
I just want to like talk about what your training looks like at the moment, because you're a very lean boy at the moment.
Yeah.
You're looking great. You look really good. So yeah, talk about what your training looks like at the moment. If you've got any upcoming competitions or any future goals with training,
Yeah.
just give us a rundown.
Yeah, sweet. So I competed last year in November. That was my last comp at Battle in Valhalla up in Brizzy. That was a GPC comp, and I competed in the 125s.
Mhm.
I was a thick boy. I was weighing in about 118. Weighed in on 115 on the day because it's always a good idea to coach the day before you compete.
Yeah.
And so when I weighed in, I was like, fuck, I'm real light. I've not eaten enough. And then basically since then, I did a massive 15-week cut. So I went from about 118 to 101. And we were just essentially doing like a restoration phase. And then I'm supposed to be at maintenance now, but like my maintenance is quite high, unfortunately for me, just because of my output and stuff. And basically just now I'm working my way back up to competing. I'm back into SBD movements. And I'm looking to do the Christmas Cup.
Oh, nice.
Exciting.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
so
gonna compete.
cool.
Originally, I wanted to do Strength Quest,
Mhm.
but it just didn't work with the timeline of me going to Japan and obviously cutting and then wanting to build back up towards the 110s.
Mhm.
So I'm going to hopefully be weighing around 108-ish, which is pretty much where I've competed every other time. So it'll be interesting to see the progression made upon that and where I'm at with strength and everything like that. Hopefully I can I want to go as close to 800 as I can. So
Mhm.
that'll be
Unreal.
a good goal.
Well, you're not far off, are you?
My last comp I did 742, but I shit the bed on squats.
Yeah.
Realistically, I probably should have been up towards like
770?
I was supposed to be. Yeah, my training total was 780.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so you're pretty close.
if I can go 800 at under 110, I'd be pretty happy with that. And yeah, just building up in there, following a little bit of a different process. I've got a different coach at the moment. And yeah, just learning new things, doing things a little bit differently and seeing things through a different lens has been a bit like really eye-opening for me, but it's been really cool just to sort of hand the reins over and think less and do more.
Mm-hmm. So you're currently getting coached by James McIntyre?
Yeah,
From-
James McIntosh.
From Prescript?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the pre-script coaches. Most people know him as the WBFF, or I guess it's FMG now. He's a big coach in that realm. But a lot of people don't know that he's got a pretty big history in powerlifting as well, and just strength sports in general. So he used to come down to Nexus every now and again when we first opened, and just through that time, spoke to him, had a good relationship with him, and then just the way he thought about training and nutrition and the combination of everything as a whole was just different to anything I'd ever done. And I was like, well, I kind of want to learn some different things, see things through a different lens, and just see what else is sort of happening around, and maybe pick up a few different things that I can learn along the way. And yeah, it's been fucking sick. It's been really cool.
That's cool, man. That's the fun thing about training, eh?
I think it sort of ignited my love for training, because like Wilbo coached me for the most part of like 4.5 years or something like that. Basically from the time I first started powerlifting right up until the end of last year. And it was awesome because it taught me everything I know and has given me a lot. And then our last prep was a collaborative approach, which I thought was really cool. And I said to him by the end of it, it was like, it made me take a little bit of the emotion out of training, which was really good because, as Wilbo would probably attest to, I'm a very emotional trainer. And so for me, it was really hard to remove my feelings and emotions out of it and look at it a little bit more subjectively and be a little bit less reactive. And when he went on his honeymoon with Mickey, I was kind of like, he did all the basis of the program and then would communicate to me, but he would essentially help me just leave some decisions up to myself, which was really cool and just taught me a lot about getting through the back end of a prep and things like that, and still having him there to run things by was good when I was just a little bit stuck in the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was really cool and just something a bit different.
Yeah.
And I just basically, when I started with James, I was like, I just want you to tell me what to do.
That's cool, bro. That's really cool. And it's kind of it's a freeing feeling as well, eh?
It's good that like I don't need to think about it, because I was doing nutrition and training with Nexus, and obviously as I became the head coach before Nexus, like I've done the mentorship. I've worked with Will and had mentoring with Will the whole time. Every Friday we have a call where we chat. We just chat shit nowadays, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And then like from a nutritional perspective as well, is like I've done the nutrition course. I've done all the nutrition side of things. Like I'd been coached by Jordan for the better part of 3 years, and before that, Beck. So like I've really done a lot of the nutrition stuff as well. And it was really good just to have a little bit like less thought myself. And I was just like, sweet, take care of everything. I don't really want to think too much about it. I want to focus on work and business and things like that, and I want you to take care of the training.
I think that's why that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy jiu-jitsu, because I don't know what I'm going to do every night.
Yeah.
I go there, we learn a new technique, and we might have like a real hard session, we might not, but it's like there's no thought in it for me. I just show up, go as hard as I can for the time I'm there, and then go home.
Yeah, it's sick. And there's been times where I've kind of like, it's hard, I guess, when you're a coach to let someone else take the reins completely, because you still have your thought process and you're like, oh, but I don't really know about this. And I remember, and this, we'll laughed at this, because I remember when I first got squats reintroduced, they were front squats. And I fucking suck at front squats. Like I suck at front squats. And I remember messaging James and being like, oh yeah, so I saw front squats. Am I able to just do SSB instead? Because I'm pretty shit at them. He's like, no, you suck at front squats. Do front squats. I was like, okay,
Fair
cool.
enough.
Yep, sweet. I was like, yeah, okay. And then
Sometimes that's all you need. Like no
Similar
justification.
Yeah.
Just, bro, you
similar
suck at
recently
it.
with
Yeah.
one other exercise. I was like, yeah, man. So I like pretty much have just been skipping this one for the last like 4 weeks. And he's like, your hips are fucking shit. Do the lunges. I was like, yeah, okay, yep, fair enough. Actually, yeah, I'll do that. In a good way. It's kind of like I needed that to be like, oh yeah, that's fair.
It's funny you said
The
that.
same shit we do as coaches.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because when I was running, we had one of my best mates, he was doing our programming. And even though I'm not a running coach, I still had lots of thoughts on how it should be done. Because, you know, any sport that requires a peak, like the principles are pretty similar. So I had lots of strong opinions and thoughts. And now I look back, it's like, bro, you're fucking, that's embarrassing. You got a coach for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
you've never written a running program. Like, yeah, you might understand the principles of how a peak works, and, you know, they all remain relatively similar, but why did I get programming and a coach if I wasn't going to listen to him and, you know, just,
100%.
take it all on board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look back at things like that and it's like, yeah, I could have done that better. I still did everything, but, you know, I still had lots of strong opinions instead of just like you're doing, sucking it up and, oh, okay, I got to do
Well,
this.
that was kind of the thing is I was like, well, I always say to my clients is like they make an investment in me, whether they like that's due to they trust me, they've seen results I've attained with other people or whatever the case might be. And when I was like looking for a coach, I was like, well, if I'm going to make the investment, I'm going to do what they say, because otherwise I'm just wasting my money and it's just not worth it.
100%.
So I was like, cool, all right, take the reins. I was like, along the way, I want to learn why. And if I have questions, I always ask, and he answers, and it's a good relationship in that respect. And it's kind of just, it's just good. I just don't have to think about it as much. And it's allowed me to really put the work in with the gym, with clients, with the online stuff. And it's good.
That's awesome.
I was about to say it's just because like you like that attitude, being told what to do, and you should trust your coach. It's still really important to ask questions.
Yeah.
Especially all my clients that are coaches themselves, which is a lot of them. I always encourage in our first chats, I'm like, ask me as much as you want, like why we're doing it, challenge the ideas, like please just do all that big stuff, because I know how it is being in Josh's shoes that he's just described, where you're like kind of questioning things and like you're used to this way, you know this way works, and you're unsure whether that'll work, but you've hired me, and but it's just good to understand the process. And when you understand like why you're doing something, even if it's as simple as what Josh has said, and like you suck at it, do it. It's like, okay, cool, I understand it, and it makes you put the effort in.
Yeah,
rather
it opens
than-
the door for better communication as well. Helps you
100%.
build a better
make them
rapport
better
between you and the
coaches.
client. Yeah.
I think as well, like Josh, you said you sucked at front squats. At least now you can resonate with someone else. Like moving forward, that's one of the biggest things. Like a lot of people want a coach that's been there and done that to an extent. It's weird in our sport because in our sport you don't have to be necessarily strong to be a great coach, but you need them to have they still need to have walked that line, and
You want them in the trenches a little bit.
yeah.
What are your front squats like now?
They're not still that great. Like I think I got them to 120 kilos or something.
Yeah,
like
nice.
Nothing crazy in comparison to like my back squat, but it was still one of those things that like I actually enjoyed it because I posted it a couple of times and I had more people message me saying that resonated with them more than I've ever had from like any of my other shit that I've posted that I'm like
amazing.
good at. Because it was like, I think some people realize that, like, as I said, like I've been training for nearly 10 years. I've been coaching for 6. So I think for some people to see a coach who sucked at something.
Well, it's really
Yeah.
and they were
refreshing.
kind of like,
absolutely.
I was like, it's actually normal to suck at something
Absolutely.
that you're trying for the first time. And I was like, yeah, just because we coach doesn't mean we're great at everything. Like,
Yeah.
And it actually, highlighted to me that not only can that have an impact on other people and they're like, I want to learn something new, or it's good to suck at something, or it's fine to suck at something kind of thing. Things get better, and showcasing the progress made over that and everything like that. Like, I think, people resonated with it really well.
Yeah, it shows the reality of it. People get disheartened if they're constantly just seeing people on social media winning all the time. You know, it's important to showcase the fails as well.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing that really opened my eyes to that. And as Will said, like the communication, like it's one thing for me to be just like, I don't want to know, just tell me, and versus like asking questions and learning why. Because that was a big thing of going to James was like, I wanted to learn, I wanted more education, I wanted to just change the way I maybe looked at a couple of things and learn some new things as well. And asking questions and sometimes getting the answer because you suck is like, that's enough of a reason versus like other times where we'll really dive deep and articulate exactly why and what's going on and what we're looking for. And it's like the contrast between those two. Similar thing, like with my clients, I love when they ask me questions.
Yeah.
Because it actually shows me that they're interested, they want to learn, and I can help maybe change the way in which they think about something, or they can maybe change the way I think about something.
Yeah, I love that.
So it's good.
Nice, brother. Willie, what's training look like for you? What are your goals?
It's been up and down for the past, since COVID, essentially. I did that Pro Raw comp last year, and it was a bit of a wreck of a prep. I kind of just did the bare minimum of everything, came in here to squat, but it was typically only a set or two that I could get through. My knee was kind of like pretty pissy at that stage, and so I just kind of fought through it ended up being a great comp still. I still got some good numbers in it, went 9 for 9, but definitely like didn't push to the limits. And then after that comp, I was just like, this knees are just really annoying me. Like, it's one thing when you're in prep to like push through the pain a little bit and push through it because like you're comp, right? Like I don't want to rock up a comp and be shit, like I'm there to win. So I'll do what I need to make that happen. Whereas like when your knees hurt after a squat session, when there's no comp coming up, different story. You start like going like, oh man, this fucking sucks, And that's what training became for a little bit between the businesses and the growth there and the stress that comes with growth and that attitude of like, fuck, things hurt. Just led me down a spiral, just not really enjoying training. And then I just changed up I kind of like had a few little starts and then stops and then starts and stops. And then got to the point where I was just like, I'm going to change up my training and just like set a different goal. I got my friend Brendan Nicardi to give me some Olympic lifting. So he was giving me some different clean snatches, like basic, like low level shit that I could do. As well as like some other aspects of training, and then a lot of hypertrophy stuff in there, and just not squatting, not doing stuff that hurt, and just doing stuff that I could feel like I could get to the end of the session and go like, that was a win. Like that was, okay, cool, tick in the box type thing. Because just finishing a session at that point was like, fuck yeah. And then you get to the next session, you do it slightly a bit better, and it's like, oh, nice. And then all of a sudden that momentum's there. So over the last few months, been trying to gather that momentum. He encouraged me a lot after, because my knee's been a thing for like many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been progressively getting a little bit worse, and then it obviously has gotten to that point, and then he's just like, dude, go get like a scan. And then I was tossing up between, I'm like, oh, man, I've been putting that off for ages. And I had my reasons for putting it off. And then I was just like, you know what, fuck it won't hurt. It's the only thing it's the worst outcome. It doesn't tell me shit. I've spent some money that I didn't need to. Who gives a fuck? But I got it done, and it essentially came back and said, good news, your ligaments, tendons, muscles, all that other important stuff in there, it's all good. Bad news side of it is just there's a lot of like general wear and tear, to put it simply, and it's just causing a lot of just joint irritation, inflammation, and that's why doing certain movements where those sensitive parts that are worn down rub on each other fucking hurt. And no matter how many little hip stability kind of bullshitty type drills you're doing at the moment is, you know, some of them help a little bit, but it's not going to solve the issue. And that was really powerful to hear, because although it can be perceived as like bad news, it's something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an answer, you know what I mean? It's not
sure.
like it's just stabbing in the dark anymore. It's like, okay, I have a potential like path forward. And so I booked in with the Gold Coast's sports specialist doctor. I see him in a couple of weeks' time to get some work on that. It won't be like surgery or anything. It's like I said, it's nothing's like broken. It's just like they're going to give me some shots of different things in there to help kind of like lubricate up the joint and prevent it from getting worse, prevent some of the irritation, hopefully. And although I'm not putting all my stocks in it, I'm trying not to get too excited and go like, it's going to be sick, and then I'm going to be able to squat, and then I'm going to be able to do trying not to get that excited yet, and just go like, hopefully it'll be better enough to the degree that I can squat again, and build momentum again, and have training be a lot more fun again. Because I know that as soon as I can have fun with training, as soon as I can just build those little wins week to week, I know that I'm still strong. It's just I just can't show it at the moment. So I need to, as soon as I can get back there, I'm confident as that I can get back to where I was and hopefully beyond.
Yeah.
So if it goes really well, the goal would be to compete at the end of the year. If it goes kind of well, and it might take a little bit more time, and hopefully it's like, you know, early next year that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like we always talk about, you never actually really get weaker if you're still consistent in training. With training in some type of capacity, you just lose the ability to express the strength that you've built previously. But once you can build some momentum and, like you said, have some fun with it, I'm sure we're going to see a stronger version of Willie in the future.
The hard part with the fun part was when I switched up the training styles completely. It was like, okay, my only goal is to have fun and enjoy it, which, looking back on it, it kind of worked, but kind of didn't work, because I definitely achieved the goal of like fun in that training was different. Like you were jiu-jitsu, you just kind of like, you suck at it. So like you go in and you're like slightly better at it every week, which is like awesome. Whereas when I do squats, it like takes a year to get a slight PB, you know? So very good in that regards. But I also worked out through that process that just training like for fun to be like kind of half good at something is just not me.
Yeah.
Like I just can't, I'm just competitive. Like I do shit to win. And that for me is fun. Like winning comps is fucking fun. You know, like beating, even if it's not winning, but beating my records, but like having a competitive sort of mindset and going like, I'm going to fuck shit up is where I thrive. And so like, it's been powerful to show me like, maybe that's not me. Yeah. So there's been a couple of different like weird experiences through all this process.
Well, like, yeah, that comes down to, like you said, it's not for fun. You're an athlete. Like you said, you're there to win.
Man. I just can't go in and go like, oh, fuck around and kind of be average at things. Like, no, I don't know. It's just
I love
how my brain works.
I love a bit of fun. That's why I got How Good's Fun tatted on my arm.
I'm
thoroughly,
the same.
yeah, thoroughly enjoy it.
I train for fun. I train to just be better than myself, and I train just to keep getting experience.
Yeah, I'm very competitive. Don't get me wrong, but like, I like doing too many different things for me to actually be really good at something. Like I feel like I get really good at getting to that that intermediate level at almost everything I do. And then, if the goalposts move and it's like, all right, I want to try something different. But we never actually talk about your training either, Bridget. What are you doing at the moment? What are you working towards?
I'm doing, I'm in a development phase at the moment. This block is purely just to get jacked, so that's pretty exciting.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I spent most of last year, I think I've spoken about this before, most of last year I couldn't do SBD because I was limited by pain. And so late last year, Thomas took over my programming. We did some sessions together and got the body moving pain-free again, which is awesome. And yeah, now just putting on size, getting jacked, and I'm loving it.
Solid.
It's been so good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, probably compete at the end of the year. I'm looking at Christmas Cup. Same thing, I was looking at Strength Quest, but I just don't think it's going to line up time-wise. But yeah, hoping to hit some PBs. I'm going to do my first sleeved comp at the end of the year. So yeah.
I've seen a lot of people transition back to doing sleeve comps
Yeah.
now.
It's-
I feel like
I feel like it's trending at the moment.
Flavor, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, the amount of people who've been spending years in wraps, and then they're like, yeah, I'm going to do a sleeve comp. And
Yeah.
I mean, with all these new fancy sleeves, like it makes sense because half. Of them
Yeah,
can
I'm
still
guilty
keep
of
a
that. I
very
bought
similar squat.
I bought Lem's Rigor Mortis, the A7 Rigor Mortis sleeves,
they're the
and
most
they're,
popular
they're
ones I've seen.
brutal.
Look,
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
as a coach, I'm here for it.
I love it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love it. I'm
Yeah, I
like-
don't want to wrap any more knees.
I tell people, I'm like, I've got one
Why don't you do a
person's knees
sleeve
that I
comp?
wrap. Yeah, I got one person's knees. Any of my clients, like newer, come to me and they're like, oh, what about wraps? I'm like, nah, you're probably going to hate them. I reckon just stick with, go buy these new expensive sleeves and that'll sort it out. And then they wear them, they lose circulation in their feet.
Yeah.
They're like, I reckon wraps would be easier. And I'm like, no, they're harder.
Way worse. Don't do it.
Yeah. I'm like, nah,
I think it's just like the when powerlifting was equipped, and then everybody went to like raw wraps. It opened the door for a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't really want to do powerlifting because I have to buy this hundreds of dollars suit, whatever it is, and then my sessions are going to take me an hour to get in the fucking suit, let alone do the session, and then I'm spending the entire day at the gym. So like raw count's kind of fun because wraps are a little bit faster. But anybody who's used wraps and gone through a prep in wraps, and if you're doing multiple sets and squatting with other people and stuff, your sessions just drag out then as well. It's still like kind of annoying. It definitely makes your session longer. So like sleeves are a lot easier to get in, like to get work done in a I don't want to say in an easier way, but just like a less time commitment. It just opens up the door to even more people again. So that's why I think it's just appealing to so many people, because I can go and wear sleeves at any of the commercial gyms around the place. Not that I would recommend it, because you've got great gym place, but you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you were in wraps, it's a little bit harder. There's just a lot more moving parts. So yeah, I just think it's great for powerlifting in terms of just growing the sport and just making it accessible.
100%. And powerlifting's on the up. It is
Yeah.
booming right now.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool to see.
100%
Like,
from TikTok.
like I'm a big fan of Olympic weightlifting, but have you seen what their competitions look like here in Australia?
No. Oh, I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah,
A couple of the guys I know competing some.
yeah. It just shows, like, I don't know. Surely there's more competitors in powerlifting than there is Olympic weightlifting.
Yeah. I'd
Way
say
more,
there
right?
probably is.
Yeah, way more. But it's like I don't know. I just think powerlifting is definitely growing in Australia.
I think powerlifting's on the up because of the community, and people see it as like fun. It's self-progression. You get to be strong as fuck, which is cool for most people. Like, especially from, I've seen a massive influx of like females who come in and see me at the gym and they're like, I just want to get strong as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Girls are training for performance
I'm
now,
like,
not aesthetics.
100%.
It's great.
I always
Love it.
Like, I've loved preaching that from the start, is like focus on performance, and aesthetics comes as a byproduct.
Absolutely.
Instead of focusing on aesthetics and then all of a sudden their performance turns to shit because they're starving themselves or whatever the case might be. And the amount of times you like work with someone, both female and male, and you're just like, let's just focus on getting strong and see what happens. And they're just like, this is fucking sick. And then I tell people, I'm like, come down and just watch a comp. Like, see what the atmosphere is like, see what it's like, come and experience it. And even my missus, she'd not really had much of a background in powerlifting or seen much of it or anything like that. And I got her to come down to a couple of the comps here, and she's like, this is sick. And I'm like, yes, this is why I love it.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
just fun.
Yeah, powerlifting comps are, like I still remember, I've said this on the podcast, I think a couple of weeks in a row now, but I still remember the first APL comp we had here, there were 8 lifters.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
8 lifters. Me and Thomas ran, and there were 8 people competing. And
I think when I did GC Cup, there was only like
20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was less
21,
than-
I'm
yeah,
pretty
it's
sure.
Wild.
And then to think our last competition sold out in how fast?
Like 20 something minutes.
Yeah, 21 minutes or something.
Yeah.
160 lifters.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's pretty cool for just a local comp. Like, especially on the Gold Coast. There's only 2 powerlifting gyms on the Gold Coast. Like,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of the landscape of powerlifting Gold Coast, we don't have a very big, how do I say it, like monopoly on it. Do you know what I mean? It's still very
Yeah.
small. And to
Yeah,
think we
the
can...
demographic.
Yeah, we can sell at a competition like that. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, unreal.
So, yeah, that's... What do
Very
you guys...
exciting times.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What does the future look like for powerlifting? Like with Nexus, what does the future look like for Nexus?
Big.
No, it's definitely on the growth, as in powerlifting. Obviously, COVID just slowed it down so much. Just slowed it down, took a lot of the older lifters out of it. I think it just, obviously, it wasn't very super motivational for anybody to be locked up in their house and not really train or do like push-ups.
I remember. Can you remember? I'd come to your place.
Yeah.
At,
when there was a single car.
Yeah. Where
garage.
did you live?
Nora.
No.
Paradise Point.
Paradise
Oh,
Point.
yeah.
Yeah. Me and
Yeah,
Willie's.
before
It's
that.
literally
Nora.
one car garage and we
Yeah.
just jammed in equipment.
It was smaller than this, and me and Willie would be squatting there. Like the bench would be there. It was really cool. They were fun sessions, eh?
I've seen photos of this. It was
Climbing
sick.
between machines.
Yeah.
Good times.
Fuck, that feels like a lifetime ago.
I think
I
you
remember
cracked
doing-
a tile. I remember.
Yeah, I did.
Deadlifting. Yeah, we just covered it up. Sorry.
Oh
That didn't
man.
happen.
I remember doing pull-ups on my stairs inside my house because the house I lived in just had like stairs that didn't have any back into them, and I would just do pull-ups on the stairs.
I remember. What did I
That was
use?
the solution.
Because we obviously lent out all our equipment. But so what I got was a squat rack, like like Olympic weightlifting style squat racks, the old school ones, just the 2 things.
Yeah, I had one of those.
So I had them, and then I had a bench, like a flat bench, and then I'd prop that up on like blocks, so I could use it as a bench press. It was the dodgiest bench press ever.
I can one up you on a dodgy bench press. So we had, like you have a couch and you have like the little couch futon things to put your feet on. So I had 2 of those that weren't even wooden inside. It was all fabric. 2 of those and a plank of wood. And we would put the plank of wood that was actually our TV and our TV cabinet at the time. We'd put that on them and put it in between the 2 things, and you'd like see it was wobbling because it wasn't fully stable.
Yeah,
It was dodgy as, but it worked.
it was.
We managed to make it through it.
I used to even set up my garage like it was a proper gym. So I'd set it up before the session. I'd have like my car would be parked outside, and I'd have a band tied around my wheel, and I had a mag grip, so I'd have it connected to that. I'm like, okay, this is where I do my seated cable row, and then I'd like have another band attached to something else, just because I wanted it to feel like a gym kind of thing. Yeah, those
But since then, it's obviously been on the grow big time. APL. I feel like all the feds are moving forward to some degree. But
APL's the fastest growing federation in Australia, most active
definitely.
competitors and the most members
Very
in the last
cool.
year.
And I don't think it's just other people migrating from other feds. I think it is the sport.
Yeah,
Definitely as a whole growing.
Like you hear a lot of. I feel so biased saying things like this. You hear a lot of federations say they are for the lifter, but it's like APL's genuinely for the lifter.
I've really enjoyed, like as I said, like my first ever comp was APL, and I like seeing the growth from like both a client coach perspective has been wicked. Like getting to see my clients when they get to nationals and things like that. Like I remember when we were going to do the first nationals and it got cancelled because of the lockdown, and we ended up doing strength, like the first ever strength quest instead. It was like 2 weeks out or something, and then this, like I think you guys were just like, oh, we're gonna just run this instead of Nats because Nats got cancelled, and that was the first official strength quest, and then getting to do Nats the next year, and it was like at the hotel, and it was like a sick event, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then to now see the progression every year since, and obviously this year's now going to go to like 4 days, and it's going to be massive, and I'm just like, this is fucking cool. And it's been sick to get my clients involved in it.
That's cool.
We, as far as Nexus goes in the growth of powerlifting within that, I think last year we ran, 4 different comps up in Townsville. So
because you guys run APL meets, don't you?
we ran a
And GPC.
GPC,
And GPC,
APL, our first APL meets, a GPC one, a novice one, and a strongman. This year, I think there's 2 more extra attached to that. So Deadlift for Dogs is going to that location as well. So it'll be a a jointly run thing between the locations. It's got an extra comp, and even here on the Gold Coast, we got more comps as well. With definitely more expansion to come. We want to move into a slightly. Our goal for the year is to move into a slightly bigger place. Just anybody that lives at that side of town knows that like getting anything is impossible in real estate. So we're waiting for a legit kind of place to pop up. We don't want to rush it, and hopefully it'll be bigger, and we can run some federated comps, because at the moment we're only running novice comps, which I love. I love novice comps. I love the idea of novice comps. I love how easy and accessible they are, and they bring new people into the sport. But I do want to bring I would love to host an APL comp out of that gym when that exists. And we need more space for it, because even here, like APL stays on the weekends, like you can't move. Yeah. So like trying to run something like that out of ours would be our current space would just be a nightmare. So we need just a little bit more room, and I reckon we can make it work.
Because I actually said in the weekend to Tomber, I was like, we need to get fucking people out of the warm up room, and Tomber goes, yeah, I know, but where do we put them?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. So, people spill out into the warm. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's like, yeah, you're right. We can't just be like, you guys got to get out. It's like, oh, well.
Especially when the rain kicks in.
Yeah, it's like, what? You gotta
sorry, guys. How'd you go in the rain?
It also just doesn't work, even if there is a space for them to go.
Yeah.
Because if you like when pre-COVID Arnold's Pro Raw, they trialed for a few years. Different methods. Every year was slightly different with trying to get it to work, but they tried to, give out wristbands. So you could only have like one handler, and you have a wristband for that one handler. And then they had like a fucking security guard, which was, I forget who it was, just one of the guys. And then it just like maybe for the first hour he was on it, and then after that it's just like no way.
That was kind of like us at Nationals last year. Eh? Yeah. We had wristbands and it worked. Day one till about midday.
It's hard to say no, because somebody's like, oh, but I have this other guy and they really need me. And you're like, okay, fair enough. And then then you open the floodgates and all of a sudden everyone's in there, and you're just like, fuck it. I don't know. There's just it's really hard to control. It's really hard to put a strict kind of black and white rule on it. Just doesn't work.
Are you guys on a time crunch?
No.
All right.
Just hang out.
Yeah, nice. Well,
and he's got a whole list here.
Well, if you guys want to wrap things, how long have we been going for, CJ? What does it say there, Josh?
54 minutes.
54 minutes. Oh, about an hour. That's pretty good. Well, I've got some quizzes. I got a quiz.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I've seen your
Here we go.
The rule is you have to say, if you're going to yell out an answer, you have to say your name first.
You get like buzzers or something.
I've been practicing this with my missus at home at the moment. There's TikTok ones that pop up and it's like, name this Disney song or something, and I just smack them out. She's just like, she'll say a word and she's like, oh, but this, and I'm like, bang, bang, bang. She's like, fuck.
All right, let's go.
And you guys can't do what Thomas does. Thomas will say it wrong and just say his name straight after. They would just go, Thomas, answer, Thomas, answer, Thomas, answer. All right. So it's just general knowledge.
God.
All right, let's go.
So I got 10 questions. Question number 1. Which American state is the largest by area?
Josh, Texas.
Incorrect.
Bridget, Alaska?
Correct. 1-0 Bridget.
I knew it couldn't be that easy.
Josh looks disgusted.
I forgot Alaska existed.
Everyone does.
I forgot it was a part of America.
All right, question number 2. What is the name of the Italian dessert made with coffee-soaked ladyfingers?
Bridget. Tiramisu?
Correct. 2-0 Bridget. You fucking little dog.
Dessert.
What's the history of winners?
What's that?
Does Bridget have a history of winning?
No, I only won for the first time the other week.
I think we're all kind of even, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no just like smart ass.
Nah.
Damn.
Me and Bridget do watch a lot of random YouTube, so
So does Wilbo.
Yeah.
Hey, not random quiz though.
But you want to know how traffic jams start? Ask Will.
a lot of how-to stuff. I'm just interested in how shit happens.
You should see. I want you guys to see me and Bridget's algorithm on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It makes no sense. All right. When Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, how many NBA championships did he win?
Oh, man, I should know that. we should, I feel
Josh,
like we should know
6.
that.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say 5. Lucky I didn't
Yeah,
say
man,
5.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that answer. On the board.
Josh 6.
Did you actually know that?
No, I had no idea.
Henny, do you know that?
Of course I do.
Oh,
Oh,
I know everything about basketball.
yeah, I thought so. I was like, I'm waiting for you to jump in.
oh, so you can't answer them.
No, I know the answers. I put this together.
Oh, I watched that Air movie the other day.
Oh,
So
yeah?
that was sick. Actually,
Yeah. All right.
on the board.
Which natural disaster is measured with a Richter scale?
Bridget.
Josh, earthquakes.
Josh.
Yes.
Josh 2.
Yes.
Bridget.
I haven't even got to
2.
say my name yet. Is there
Do you
a
remember
consequence
your
for failing?
You know what? I'm gonna give Will the next one. You guys can't. You guys can't
It'll be the
answer.
hardest one yet, for sure.
All right. What is the currency of Japan?
Oh, that's cheating.
Is it yen?
Yes.
I did Japanese in early high school.
I'm
trying
about
to
go
think
there, so of course I know it.
I can count to 10 Japanese. Does that count?
That does count. All right.
All
so
right, you're on the board.
you're on the board.
Let's go.
Fuck, that took you a while. To he didn't even say his name as well.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, okay.
All right. What is the name of Batman's butler?
Josh. Oh, Frederick. Nah. I
What the
fucked it
fuck?
up. I fully just went blank. I was going to say Robin.
CJ's face.
I know, bro. I'm the same as you. How can they not get this?
Bridget. It's not Jeeves, is it?
Who's what the fuck?
Oh, it's G.
Jeeves?
Harold.
That's a search engine,
I was going to say Gerard. It's not Gerard.
bro.
Old
Oh
man.
no, wait. That's Gerard Butler.
No, it's just the old name, you know?
All right. So you guys aren't gonna get it. Do you guys want a clue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee shop and nobbies.
Bridget. Alfred.
Yes. Will,
Wait,
you
Snobbies?
used to frequent nobbies heaps. You should know that.
No, which Nobbies? What are we
Isn't
talking
it in
about?
Mermaid? Alfred's apartment.
Nah, it's in nobbies now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been in nobbies for like
For a while.
yeah.
It's next to the best bakery on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
Foster's,
Foster's Bakery.
Damn.
If you guys if you guys are a sucker for a pie, go
Or
there.
a cream bun.
And they've got all their macros.
Unreal.
Wait, that's
No, you were pumped for a second. Eh?
no pies for me.
All right, what's the score? Score check.
3,
2,
1.
Willie, bro.
Could have
come
been
on,
3
man.
if he wasn't gifted it.
Which company owns Bugatti, Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche,
Josh.
and Ducati?
Volkswagen.
Woo, Joshy.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's
Alright.
crazy.
Yeah, Volkswagen own all of them.
Whoa.
Why are they car so shit?
No, it's funny. If you actually look, so if you break down, like, if you look at the new Audi wagons and the new Volkswagen wagons, if you just change the front bumper, it's the exact same car.
No way.
Wow.
Identical.
Is this a conspiracy theory or is this like,
No, that's it. No. It's the same as, like, it's heaps of the cars that, like, if you actually just change, it's the same as the old Ford Rangers and Mazda BT50s. If you just changed the front bumper and the headlights, it was the exact same car. Like,
Yeah, right.
identical. Everything about it was the exact same.
this podcast? Oh, this snippet's going to come up with like a fact checkers have checked this. You know, how sometimes
Yeah, I'm going to get hit by, what, Zuckerberg's coming for me or something?
Well, actually.
I'm going to get whacked by Audi.
What's the primary ingredient in hummus?
Bridget.
Josh, chickpeas.
Bridget.
Chickpeas.
All right, Bridget. 3-3. 3-3.
Nah, 4.
4-3. What do you want, Willie?
Fuck.
1.
Willie, give me a subject.
I was gonna say, like,
I need to
corn
get
or
Willie. I need to get Willie on the board. Give me a subject.
You know that? Or
Don't
did
do
you
that.
only
I feel
know
bad.
that because I answered it?
What is Mickey's birthday?
Don't ask him that. He's not going to know that either.
Nah, keep
Give him
going,
a
keep
live
going.
music question.
Pro roll
Next,
weekend.
next.
Pro roll weekend.
Yeah, I don't want to give me.
All right. Which European nation was said to invent hot dogs?
Josh.
Go, Will.
Germany?
Yes, Willie.
Oh, yes.
I was only
Well,
thinking 'cause I had that huge sausage, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, Will's never been an underdog in his life, eh? Everyone's rooting for Will. Wins everything else. All right, so the score is 4.
3.
3, 2.
Two.
Could have been 5.
All
You
right.
got another question? Give us a couple more questions. I want a tiebreaker.
Oh, you want a tiebreaker?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've fucking got a question for you.
Make it find the hardest one.
Let me. CJ, you might have to edit this little part while I try to find a question.
The hard part is he knows what you know, kind of, to a degree.
Yeah, that's true.
You got a disadvantage.
That's true.
He's going to find one that he knows, like...
That Josh is going to get or you're going to get.
All right.
The suspense.
What country has the most islands in the world?
Bridget, Sweden.
Oh, what the fuck? How many?
It's, I don't know, it's like 30,000 or something crazy.
No, it's 220,000.
Oh, wow.
How is that?
That includes like just bits of rock that stick
I was
out of
going
the
to
water.
say, like, what's the definition of an island?
Yeah.
Well, Samoa, Tonga, they're all part of Sweden.
What?
No, I'm just joking.
What the fuck?
I was fully just like, well, what? Where is it?
You got me there.
All right.
Crazy, hey.
All right.
That's bullshit. I feel like the Gold Coast has 1,000 islands then.
Well, we've got the most canals in the world.
We've got...
Good.
Yeah, we've
Really?
got more than Venice, yeah.
More than Venice.
More than Venice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
Quiz maestro.
Did you know that? Is that like general information that you
Yeah,
just know?
that's factual.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
that's fact. All right.
That was meant to be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you're out
and then
two in front.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Well, we kind of fucked it here. All right. Who is third on the all-time list of female tennis Grand Slam champions?
Third.
Actually, no, this answer's wrong now. Actually, what was the clothing company Nike originally called?
Josh,
Bridget.
Blue
Josh.
Ribbon. It was Blue Ribbon.
Co.
It's got one more word.
Oh, is it Co?
No.
No, it was just Blue Ribbon, was it not?
Blue Ribbon Sports.
Oh,
Yeah, because the logo's BRS.
yeah, but before that it was Onitsuka. Before they started as Blue Ribbon,
No,
they were importing Onitsuka from Japan.
Yeah, but they were still separate.
You read the book or some shit.
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, I just
Phil-
had this.
Phil Knight's book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shoe Dog.
Yeah, it's like, good book. Good book.
Good read. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Tell the people where to find you. On Instagram,
Down in
Twitter,
Burley.
Instagram.
OnlyFans.
I do have TikTok. I don't use
I think
it.
about to say I do have
have
an OnlyFans. Not very active.
I do have TikTok. I don't use it. But yeah, just Instagram. That's my name, Josh Sternberg, or just through the Nexus channels.
Nice. Willie.
I feel like people listen to this, they're going to know. But
Yep.
W Croz on Instagram or
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
any Nexus, search anything like that, you'll eventually link there through all the little subsystem of things that we have going on.
Yeah, nice. Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure having you boys on, and thanks for coming on
Yeah,
in such
you.
short notice.
Thanks for
Two
having
blokes
us.
that I really, enjoy the pleasure of being around. Very grateful to have you guys as friends and people I look up to in the industry as well. So thanks for coming on.
Shucks.
Nice.
You've
Thanks,
ended that
guys.
really well. Thanks, man.
All right, peace.
He's done.
Bye.
He's out of here, eh?
Thank you so much for listening to the Zero Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, Zero_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.